Namaste. Good afternoon, dear students of class 7. It's me, Sabina Shrestha, your science facilitator. I'd like to welcome you in this distance learning class of science. So, to make the studies of science much easier, it's been broadly classified into 5 different categories. They are physics, chemistry, biology, astronomy and geology, and environment education. We need to learn all these topics actually, and different contents have been kept under different categories. So under physics, today we are going to start the first unit of physics. It's measurement. So to start up the lesson, let's recall some of the regular activities. Right now it's 12:26. You might have checked the time, yeah, and you might have been waiting for the class to start, of course. Yes, like before this, exactly at 12, you might have heard, was the news. And what happens is you were actually waiting for the class to start. You were just counting the time, like maybe now 5 minutes left, now 4 minutes left, and now it's 12:25 and our class started. You're actually measuring time. Yeah, like when you go to market, for example, you want to buy something. Suppose you want to buy some vegetables. Let's talk about most of your favorite vegetables. Suppose potatoes. You want to buy some potatoes. You went with your parents. When you go to shop or the market, groceries, what does the shopkeeper do? Of course, he just gets a bin balance or a pan balance. Yes, and he simply takes the pan balance or bin balance, and in one side of the pan, he will just take the standard weight, standard mass, like this. Suppose you wanted 1 kg, and he will keep a standard mass of 1 kg in one side of the pan. And in another side, what does he do? You wanted potato, so he will go on adding the potatoes here. One by one, he will go on adding the potatoes here. Yes? Now, as it comes to the equilibrium, in the beginning it might be up and down. The one which is heavier, of course, it's being pulled by the force. About that force we'll study again. Yes, it's being pulled downward, and it's kept here, so it's pulled downward. And afterwards, we go on adding the materials required, the potatoes you wanted. And when we go on adding, okay, then after certain time, it gets balanced. And when it's balanced, it comes to the equilibrium point. Then the shopkeeper says, okay, this much amount is 1 kg. And he will provide you that much amount of potatoes to you. Similarly, various other examples are there. Like you want to measure the length. You want to measure the length of anything. Like you want to measure the length of this board, for example. Yeah. While measuring the length of the board, maybe a small scale, this scale may not work. It's of course we can try with this. Let's try with this one first of all. Like while measuring the length, we just keep our scale against the things to be measured. Like this we can go on adding. And if needed, we can use a longer measuring tape. Yes, using this sort of measuring tape, we can simply measure the length. Like this we can measure. So this we are comparing. We don't know what's the length of this board. So using this measuring tape, we're just trying to compare the length of the board. All these activities, the comparing activities. Yes, we have a standard quantity, and we want to measure the quantity of some unknown thing. We don't know how much is it, and that comparing activity is simply called measurement. Just look at the definition. See, measurement. It's simply the process of comparison. The comparison, you can just look at the slides presented. The comparison of an unknown physical quantity with the non-standard quantity of the same kind. That is called measurement. You can just look at the definition here. Yes, this is simply measurement. About it, you have already studied in class 6 also. Now, furthermore, in class 7, now you're studying in class 7, and 8 also you have to study, in 9 also, but little bit the contents would go on getting added. Okay, so here we're talking about measurement. Now, while we measure, see, we're talking about measurement, so it's of course very, very important. Everybody is using it. Everybody is following the process of measurement, whether it's knowingly, whether it's unknowingly, the people are following this process. So why it's important? Then there are lots of importances of measurement. Let's discuss few points of measurement's importance. Like for example, you can just say you want to buy something, yeah, to buy, like without measurement, can we buy the things? We can't. Yes, like you want some amount of potatoes. Without measuring, how can we get the exact amount? We won't have the exactness in the quantity. So it should be none. So for that we need measurement. So for buying and selling of goods, we need measurement. You can see in the slides. Also, it's needed for regular cooking purposes in your home. Like your parents, while cooking the food, they might have been using this process. Like you want to prepare a cup of tea. Now, how much sugar do you want to keep in that? Yes. Now, for 1 cup of tea, whether you would require exactly 1 spoonful or maybe 2 spoonful, how much would be required? You would measure. You just cannot take a handful of sugar and keep in the tea. So, for this purposes also we need measurement. Not only that, for carrying out different experiments, scientists use this measurement process, like to discover about various things, maybe like to make different medicines. Also, pharmacists, different people use measurement, and that's why finally, like, it's needed to get the reliable information, to get the exactness in the unknown quantity. Measurement is required. So this we simply revised of previous classes about this measurement and its importance. You've already learned about this in previous classes as well. Now, when we talk about measurement, there comes about the quantities that are to be measured. So what can be measured, what cannot be measured, those things come under it. So for that, let's move to the quantities. Yeah, quantities, like we measure different types of things. Just before we are talking about measurement of time, measurement of mass. Yeah, you wanted to measure the amount of certain amount of potatoes. It's simply the example of measurement of mass. You measure the length. Yes. So these all are the quantities. Now the quantities which we can measure, like you might have fever. You just get the thermometer, keep under your armpit, and then after leave it for a certain time, and then you check it. You get the normal temperature. Yes, you get the temperature of the body. It's measured. So maybe the various other things, for example, the amount of electricity flowing, that can also be measured, amount of substances, or maybe the brightness of the light. These all can be measured. So those quantities which can be measured, yeah, which can easily be measured using certain devices, those quantities are called physical quantities. These are the measurable quantities. You can just check the physical quantities are the ones which are the measurable ones, which we can easily or directly measure by using certain devices. They are physical quantities, and the examples are there: length, mass, time, area, volume. Maybe, yeah, like now more topics you are going to study in class 7. You're going to learn how much work is done, how much pressure is applied, how much is your power, what is your speed, all these things. Yeah, all these things are physical quantities. So about this we are going to learn here again. About these other topics in further other classes, in further other topics we are going to learn, like work, power and all. Right now we are talking about the quantities. So if the quantities, like if it cannot be measured, for example, like your happiness, you're so happy today that you're having the chance to learn. Yeah, you're having the getting the classes to learn something new. You might have taken various classes within this week. Yeah, you're so happy. You most probably like all these emotions, happiness, or sometimes when your desires are not fulfilled, you get sad. Yeah, sometimes you feel too much hungry when you do not get the food in time. You want to have more, this, that, all those emotions, anger, fear, or maybe like love, happiness, all these emotions, these are not measurable actually. See, if you're hungry, I cannot just go and say to my parents like, I am this much, how much hungry? I'm very much hungry, you say. But how much, is that measurable? We cannot measure it, yeah? But if your parents, okay, wait for 5 minutes, I will provide you the snacks after 5 minutes, time it's measurable. But how much hungry you are, it's not measurable. Yes, so you're happy, your anger, it's not measurable. These non-measurable quantities are actually called non-physical quantities. So examples, you can just check. Examples are here of non-physical quantities. Now, these are related to quantities. So previously, see, what people used to do, see, while measuring, nowadays we have different sorts of devices for measuring the quantities. But previously, what people used to do, see, in ancient time, people used to follow those traditional methods of measurement. Okay, now about this we are going to discuss. So our first topic here, the main topic we are going to focus here, first of all, is SI system. So you're going to learn about SI system. before we move on to topic, I was saying about the traditional systems of measurement like this. See, you can just check in the slides. Previously, people used to measure, like if they had to measure length, like they would use hand span. Yes, like I just want to measure the length of this line, for example. I wanted to measure it, and what do? I will simply previously, okay, according to the traditional methods, we would just use our hand span. I'll keep my hand here, and then this is the hand span. See, 1 and 2, and now maybe 2.5 or 2.25. It's not much clear. Yes, so that like that they used to measure, or maybe like or cuvit, like full hand, like this, a cuvit, like this also they used to measure, yeah, while selling and buying of lands and all, in all those process. Not only that, to buy the clothes, yeah, to sell the clothes, in buying and selling of clothes also, people simply used their hand, full hand, like cuvit, we call it cuvit. Or you can check in the figure footstep, they also use how far is my home from here, like from my school, how far is my home. Then we could just, they would just count the footsteps, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 100 footsteps. Now that would never give the exact measurement actually. Like the sizes might vary. Your hand span and mine, it would be different. Yes, a person's one's footstep and another's would of course vary. It might be bigger, shorter, so it varies. So that would never give the exact quantity, exact value. Yeah. Similarly, people used to use this sort of devices to measure the mass, like pathi, mana, pathi, pau, yes, or dharni. Even it's used while we buy potatoes and all, we say ek dharni, dui dharni, and all like that. Yes, previously it was in huge use. And like this we would use in our place. Like if you go to some other countries, maybe like you go to foreign countries, then they would use various other units, quantities for measuring, units for measuring. Yeah, they might use pounds, or maybe in other some other units. So it varied. Now, as the development started, what people had to face was like the transactions increased. Yeah, the transaction went global. We had to deal with the people from foreign countries. They came here, they had to buy, or we went there, we had to buy. The transactions increased. Now in such cases, these common units, traditional units of measurement, these did not work. It varied. Like for example, if I want to buy some piece of cloth, then the seller would say, of course, if he has like the hand span or the cuvit size, the hand size, it's shorter, then he would use the one which is shorter. If it's shorter, he would have to give less clothes to me. But if of course I will take a senior one with a bit longer sized hands, and if I will say he will measure from my side, yeah, and if he starts measuring, then what happens? Like I would get more clothes for same amount of price. So if such things happen, then there might occur a fight. Yeah, there might occur misunderstanding between the seller and the buyer. That's why an advanced system of measurement was developed. Lots of like different scientists from different countries gathered, and then after they had a meeting, a conference. Yes, in 1960. See, in 1960, they had a conference, and then after in France, they had the conference, and they came to the conclusion. Then after, like it won't be possible. Like Nepal will use some other units of measurement, or this country, India, will use some other units of measurement. In America, some other units would be used. Then it won't be like the transactions. It would be impossible. That's why what was done is an advanced unit, a separate unit was developed by the conference of the scientists, which was held in France, Paris. So then after it was defined like this. See, the SI unit, the International Convention of Scientists, held in Paris in 1960 AD, decided to adopt an international system of unit, which is known as SI system. It was developed in France, Paris. So first of all, it was named as Système International des Units in French. And according to this, specially 7 basic units were provided. These are the quantities and their special units, the fundamental quantities and the fundamental units, or SI units. These were decided by that conference. Now the ones given over here, you can just check. Let's go through it one by one. So first of all, length. The first one is length. Length is the fundamental physical quantity and its SI unit. We measure length in meter. You can just check in the slide. See, its SI unit is meter. Of course, we can measure it in centimeter, millimeter, kilometer, yeah, or different other units are there, but the standard unit which would be used worldwide, yeah, so that the measurement would be much easier. That standard unit is called meter and its symbol is M. You can just check the symbol. Then after here, you can just check the symbol here, meter. And another one is like here, see, like mass, the amount of matter contained in a body. This mass, it's measured in kilogram. We can just check its SI unit is kilogram and its symbol is kg. Yeah, its symbol is kg. Then after here, time, it's measured in second. Of course, time also, like mass also can be measured in different other units like milligram, centigram, decigram, or maybe quintal, ton. About this again in detail we will study. Now here, time, see, time it's measured in second. Here, it's measured in second. You can just check time, see, SI unit is second and its symbol is S. Of course, we can measure time in minute, hour, week, day, year, a month, decades, centuries, yeah, lots of other units are there, but the standard unit, okay, for the representation, it's been used as second. Then after we have temperature. You can just check temperature. See, temperature, it's measured in Kelvin. We can see Kelvin here. This is named after the scientist name, scientist Kelvin. Yeah, here Kelvin, see, you might have noted down like it's written in small k, but actually it's the unit's name. That's why it's been represented in small k, Kelvin. But its symbol, if you have to write simply the symbol, we represent it by capital K. And similarly, we have luminous intensity, the brightness of light. Yeah, brightness of light, it's measured in candela. It's measured in, it's to be small c, small cd. And here, this is candela, yeah, the brightness of light. Another we have current. Current, it's measured in ampere and it's measured in, see, its SI unit is ampere and its symbol is capital A, of course named after the scientist, and capital A. And others are like here, amount of substances, yeah, the amount of different amount of substances, the small amount of substances, it's measured in mole and its SI unit is, see, mole, and its symbol is MOL only. So these are the different fundamental units, yeah, of fundamental quantities. So this is given by the SI system, the SI units. Now that's all about SI units. Now if we talk about the another one is, okay, here let's move to another topic now. I think I made you clear about international system of measurement. Once again, I'd like to revise in short. When people had problem following the traditional system of measurement, the scientists developed a new system of measurement which would be used all over the world, yeah, worldwide, so that there would be no confusion. Somewhere it would be measured in meter, somewhere it would be measured in centimeter, somewhere in millimeter, so that there would be no confusion. Fixed system was developed and that was named as SI system of measurement. That's about SI system. Now we have here we are going to study about length. Here, okay, so few physical quantities. The main quantities, they are length, mass and time we are going to study today. So first of all about length. One of the basic fundamental quantity, the basic quantity used, it is length. Yeah, length. Now when we talk about length, few examples we have already discussed. When we talk about length, what do you understand then? What do you understand? See, length, it's simply the gap. Like if I take 2 points here, suppose this is a point, yeah, and one more point is here. Yes, the gap between these 2 points is called length. Okay, the gap between these 2 points is called length. Okay, I'll simply try to join first of all with free hand. Yeah, This gap is called length. From here to, suppose this is point A and this is point B. The gap between these 2 points A and B, that point is called length. Yeah. Now it can be like in this form length, it can be in height form like this also. Yeah. So in different forms you can get the length. Now if here, see, if we have to measure, then after we can keep a scale here. We can just keep a scale. Yes, here. And then after we can keep it straight like this, keeping the zero marks exactly in the point. And we can measure like this, the length, the gap between these 2 points. It's 30 plus it's 23 here. 30 plus it's 22.5. So 30 plus 22.5, it's altogether 52.5 centimeters. Yes, see, it's that much long. So like this, the gap between 2 points is length. It's here. It can be in different other forms. You can check the length, breadth, height, or thickness, depth, diameters. All these are examples of length. Like if it's a circle, this is the center point of the circle. Okay. And if it's the center, yeah, the line passing through the center. See, this is, we all know this, we call as diameter. This diameter is also the length. From here to here, this is also the length. The gap between this point and this point. Yes. Similarly, we can take the breadth, height, all these come under length. Now, another when we go, okay, here. Different devices are used for measuring length. Like I have scale for measuring length. We can use measuring tape. If we have to measure smaller distances, shorter distances, we can use scale. Maybe like commonly in our class to use in geometrical problems and all, we use scale of 15 centimeter or we might use of 30 centimeter. Yeah, these scales are used. Or if you have to measure the longer one, yes, longer one, we can use measuring scales like this also. Yeah, we can measure like this also. Like you want to measure, this previously we have already tried, we want to measure the length of the board, then we can simply just hook up it in one end and just take it to another side and measure like this. These are the measuring devices, measuring tape or maybe scales. These are measuring devices. You can check in the slides also. Like these sort of ones are also used. You might have seen those while getting the measurement from the tailors and all. So another topic we have, the units of length. As we've already discussed before, the SI unit of length is meter. SI unit of length is meter. Of course, we have said like length we can measure in different other units like centimeter, millimeter, kilometer, all different other units are there. But its SI unit, the standard unit is meter. Now, we can check if it's shorter than 1 meter. See, meter is the SI unit. If it's shorter than 1 meter, then what do? We measure them in smaller units like decimeter. You can check here like decimeter, or centimeter or millimeter. These are the smaller units. We call them sub-multiples of meter. And similarly, if like the objects are longer, now you want to measure, for example, the sub-multiples, we can say I simply want to measure the length of this duster. I will simply take a small scale and then keep like this straight, yeah, like this straight, and then after I will measure it 0 to 14, 14.5, like this I will measure. Now, I want to measure, it can easily be measured in centimeter. I want to measure the length of board, then centimeters, millimeters may not be suitable. Yeah, I might have to move to meter, a bit bigger units. So, the longer ones, the distance, if we have to measure the longer distance, then we move to the multiples of meter. We move towards the multiples of meters. Multiples of meters are like decameter, hectometer and kilometers. They are the multiples of meter. Now, we have here a table. You can just have a look at the table. Like here, see, submultiples and multiples of meter. You can just check at the center, the third one. 1 meter is the SI unit of meter, SI unit of length. See, and above these now, millimeters, centimeters, decimeters. These are the submultiples of meters, smaller than meters. If we have to measure the ones which are lesser than meter, yeah, then we follow these ones, millimeter, centimeter and all. And if we have to measure the further longer distances, we can go towards the submultiples. You can check in the table like here. Now one more point, little bit about this I would like to say. Like here, if it's the one, like here, see, milli, we can just have a look, millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter. And see, we denote it as mm, millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, and the biggest one is kilometer. See, so here, if you have 10 lines here, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exactly, then 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. You can just look at the slide also. 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. Similarly, if you move the next side, again 10 centimeters. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, again 10 centimeters is equals to 1 decimeter. You can just have a look over there. Similarly, 10 decimeters is equal to 1 meter. And 10 meters equals to 1 decameter. 10 decameters equals to 1 hectometer. And 10 hectometers equals to 1 kilometer. But the commonly used ones, these days we don't use like decimeter, decameter, hectometer and all. We most often used millimeter, centimeter, kilometer. And the main relation, the most often used ones, see, the most often used ones are these. You can just have a look. You can look at the slides also. 10 millimeter is equals to 1 centimeter. You can just check over there. 10 millimeter is equals to 1 centimeter. 100 centimeter is equals to 1 meter. And 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. These are the generally used ones. Okay, commonly used units of measurement. Okay, today we simply learned about length. Now we have to learn about conversion of length. How to convert millimeter into centimeter, centimeter into millimeter, kilometer and all. That we will learn in another class. For today, we simply learned about what is measurement, the quantities of measurement, physical and non-physical quantities, and of course, we learned about SI system, and finally, we started length. So, in another class, we will learn about the conversion of length, plus we will learn about mass and time. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead.